popcorn.
You popping your collar?
Pop. Yeah, so welcome to the Popcorn Show. We haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I don't remember. Maybe last summer even? Or, well, probably not. Last spring?
Yeah, last spring.
Last summer? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a semi-annual thing now. Or
yes. Is it biannual or
Biannual.
semi-annual? I always get those two confused.
We need to really, if we really got going, it'd be quarterly. But
yeah.
we're not quite there yet.
Yeah. We're like a financial institution. Quarterly reports.
So we saw a movie.
It was an awesome movie. I liked it, yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. The animated Spider-Man film.
Mm-hmm. With Miles Morales as the...
yeah.
I don't know. Did you ever read the comic books on that?
No, I really never did. It kind of came out after I'd stopped reading comics.
Yeah.
I think, so.
I guess he was an alternate. He was always an alternate world Spider-Man. I don't know. They've done so many kooky things for a while. I don't know. I think they killed off Spider-Man. So maybe it was like that Superman thing where hey, it was just but then the other one's still alive, and I don't know. But anyway, this one went for if you're into that whole multiverse thing, this one went for the most nutty possible version of that. With they have a character called Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
So
Peter Porker.
I
do remember him from some comics at one time or another. I don't remember how he was used or if it was his own comic or what.
You're right. He's been around before, and I think they had another one which I didn't realize till the end was voiced by Nick Cage.
I know. I looked at. I'm like, in these animated movies now, half the time, the whole movie, I'm like trying to figure out whose voice is that.
It's distracting
because I don't do my research beforehand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, somehow I didn't even do that at all during this movie. I just assumed, I guess, this is such a weird movie that they just got a bunch of new people, and I did think the Spider-Ham guy sounded a little familiar, and turned out it was that one comic, John Mulaney.
Yeah.
It sounded a little bit like Patton Oswalt to me, but
yeah.
So Nick Cage plays this Spider-Man noir kind of character, and I think they had a whole month or so in Marvel at one point where they did they did noir versions. Like, what if your traditional heroes, X-Men, whatever, Wolverine, what if there were noir, film noir versions of those? Yeah. So I assume that's what that. And of course, in the comics they have done. They don't call her Spider-Woman in the comic books. They call her Spider-Gwen. It's Gwen Stacy, and so anyway, pretty well done. We got some good laughs here and there. So it's one of those where.
And back to the Peter Parker, the PI, the noir. I mean, that was one of the better characters.
Oh yeah.
He's talking about I burn matches down to the end just so I feel something. Just the hard boiled private. What do you say? So it's kind of that cliched.
Not sure what I mean. Obviously, anime in general, I guess, inspired the whatever that anime version was, but I didn't quite get that the anime spider. They had like a spider robot. And it was a robot, it wasn't and there was like a spider inside the robot controlling it somehow, and then there was a teenage girl, and I don't know if that's from anything.
I saw, I didn't read it, but there was a Facebook post saying, hey, get to know Lainey, I forget her name, but
I didn't even,
Yeah, but so I think she was in some kind of comic at some point, I don't know, it wasn't, I don't think a very publicized one, and so her dad had something to do with it too. Her dad had died and maybe made that robot, I think. So, and then Spider-Gwen, and then the other older, somewhat out of shape Peter Parker, who lost Mary Jane because he didn't want to have kids.
So did they end up? Let's spoil. So we'll go on to a spoiler alert mode. Well, should we or should we? I don't know.
That's fine. No, if you don't want to hear it, change the channel.
I'll wave my hand when we're done spoiling or whatever. But so did they killed the Spider-Man? They did kill the Spider-Man of our Earth or whatever. Then
in the same, it's the same.
Oh, no, that was the blonde Spider-Man. Our Earth doesn't have a blonde Spider-Man, so this always was.
I'm thinking again, I think our Earth. Or the main one was the older Peter Parker.
Okay.
And then, the Miles Morales universe, the younger one.
Okay.
I mean, they were both still Peter Parker. He was just younger, and he was blonde.
Right.
And
We're done talking about
somebody who may if you read the comics, you should know this happened.
I guess. I just don't know how faithful they were.
Yeah.
Can't really comment on that. And we saw it in 3D, which is,
Yeah, well, that segues into the visuals were great. I mean, it's really like no animated movie I've ever seen, just the way it was animated, and it really was like a visual comic book. They did kind of the panes in some scenes, and the colors
they did word balloons
pretty
and
amazing.
Little like, meanwhile, back to blah, 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 yeah.
So other movies have kind of, like, the first Hulk movie kind of did that. Like, just
I know.
It would have some picture-in-picture that was kind of like a comic book, but I mean, this one...
And Sin City did it pretty
well. Sin City did it a little bit. So it's, but it was cool the way they did that. And just the animation, just the color schemes, and it looked somewhat like a comic.
Yeah.
However they did that.
It got kind of trippy
Yeah.
towards the end, too. Doesn't make... this isn't one of those where if you're like, you want a scientific exploration of the forget about that, because at the end, they're trying to get back to their different universes. I'm like, how exactly are they, out of all the multitudes, how are they figuring out how to get, are they just wishing for, like, I gotta think of something specific from they're just suddenly summoning different universes and
I'm guessing the cosmos just knows they're from that universe and snaps them back into it, I guess. I don't know.
That sounds good. That sounds good. They're attracted to the particular one. All they gotta do is jump into that mass of, it was just some huge mass of color and Kingpin's running around doing some kind of like, wise guy accent. I've never heard Kingpin sound like a, Sopranos character before.
That was the one thing in the movie, the way they drew him, he was just so cartoonish.
Yeah.
How big he was, and his head's like down here and his shoulders are like protruding way up here.
Yeah. I think I've seen a version of that in the comics by an artist named Bill Sienkiewicz from I think it was from an Elektra series or something. But yeah, I think I've seen that version. But yeah, one thing I do like is I'm not a huge fan of just this new computer-generated animation in general because it's always just giant heads, big eyes, which you've seen that comics before. Something to me looks a little jarring about that in the full color versions we have today. But this one, they went for something in between. It's Incredibles is more like the new style, but this was sort of almost something in between, like Saturday Morning Spider-Man. And that kind of thing, you get something. So sounds pretty. It did remind me of actually like I don't know if you ever watched the Saturday Morning Spider-Man cartoons, but they got pretty ambitious with some of their storylines too.
Yeah, so, the main one I remember was the Spidey and Friends.
Yeah, okay.
Him, Iceman, and Firestorm. Yeah. The other one was kind of a little bit before my time, I think.
I'm talking about one that came after.
Oh, the one that came after.
I watched that one too. Spidey and his.
So you're talking about like in the 90s more, not the early 80s.
At the same time, they had the X-Men thing.
I watched the X-Men.
Okay,
one,
yeah.
The Spider-Man one I didn't see a lot.
I think it might have came a little bit after or somewhere around the same time. And they had like a multi-part storyline.
Yeah, those. Know,
so they did some ambitious stuff. Yeah, they really should have. I don't know how they missed the beat of bringing, because they did that weird Spider-Man 1967 thing at the end where two Spider-Mans pointing. They should have had, Firestar and Iceman just show up briefly for the Spidey and his Amazing Friends thing. But oh well, you can't do it all.
No, you can't.
Maybe that's the next movie.
Now, so I guess is this in the MCU or probably not? I mean, you're going through different universes, so conceivably anything could be.
This is more like what DC does. DC does this whole thing where they say like they do in the comics, there isn't just one universe, there's a whole multiverse or whatever. So if you're watching Flash on TV, well, that's in one universe, and then whenever they come out with their Flash movie or whatever, that'll be, set in a different, the cinematic universe. But with Marvel, all those movies take place in one universe, and they've made hints that all the TV show stuff, all that is still in one, like even on something like Daredevil or something, they'll occasionally like, oh yeah, that stuff that happened in New York, that was crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
But with this, you'd have to say you're going more to the DC model that, okay, this doesn't happen within,
the
Marvel
especially since
thing.
It's animated. I mean, there's no way they can bring them together. I guess they could, but it'd be weird.
That's the next version. We need some Roger Rabbit type of...
Miles Morales is the cartoon and everyone else is just live action actor. That'd be weird.
Pretty, well, I will say, it's, I don't, to me, it doesn't quite, some people are saying, like, this is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. I'm not going that far. I still think maybe the first Sam Raimi one with, Tobey Maguire, or even the second one with Dr. Octopus, I think those
were, and, I think the latest one was pretty good, too, with,
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought I saw someone say this is the best. Not only the best. This is the best movie of the year. I don't know about that.
No.
And I haven't seen a lot of movies, but
I've seen a lot, and that's not. This isn't making my top 10 list, but it's for an animated. It's really. I will say, a lot of people are talking about it in the running for. This I think Incredibles 2 is probably.
For animated,
was the front runner. This might give it some competition. Okay. For the animated, and of course I don't know, Grinch or whatever. Kind of wanted to see the Grinch, didn't get around to it.
I haven't seen anything since. Well, I saw Venom. and that was about it, really. Venom, this whole year.
Whole year.
Well, we've seen something else, haven't we?
We've probably seen something.
Well, I did see the Infinity Wars.
Did you see Predator?
No, I did not. I do want to see it. So.
It's The Predator.
The Predator.
So let's briefly review the TV stuff, if we can. Yeah,
sure.
So did you keep up with The Gifted?
Yeah, I think I'm caught up to that.
Okay, I'm like 4 episodes behind on that, so I
haven't seen a new one lately. I think it's been reruns the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've gone into like mid-season, but even so, I haven't seen like the last one I saw was like they rescued some new weird mutant from, and I've seen a little bit of her powers. I don't know what she does. She turns things inside out or something. Yeah. Okay. So, but so far it's too much build-up. It's like I guess it's going to be more exciting in the next few episodes, but it's like they're going to do something. They're going to do something. They're going to do.
Yeah, something. I guess they pull a heist, so to speak. And
then,
some stuff happens after that. I don't want to ruin it for you, I guess.
Stuff happens.
It's decent. It's a decent show.
Did you watch this miniseries? Or no, I guess it's not a miniseries. It's regular Night Flyers.
No.
Okay, well...
I don't even know what it is.
It's a George R.R. Martin novella that's been adapted into a sci-fi series. So
okay. What channel is it on?
Sci-fi. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you this is one of those where like they go to space and things go wrong. It's like every episode, something screwy's happening with our ship kind of thing. So, I mean, for people like me who don't have the CBS All Access, if you want to watch something sort of, Star Trek kind of adjacent, then that's a decent show to catch. Lodge 49 is another show I recommend. You probably didn't.
I watched a little bit of it. Show. It came on after.
It was a little slow, and
I guess I need to go get back into it because I watched 2 or 3 episodes, and it had some funny parts here and there, but I just couldn't really get into it.
If you weren't hooked after the first 2 or 3, I'm not sure it's gonna, because it kind of stays in that mode of like, well, it's sort of like the old Lost thing. Like there might be something supernatural here, but you're only gonna see it like maybe once per episode. It's mostly about like the characters and sort of like people recovering from a depressed economy or something like that.
He's like a surfer kind of.
Surfer dude, and his dad died.
And he goes swims in the pool at his old dad's house. His dad's old house.
That was pretty good. Better Call Saul, did you keep up with that?
Yep, we did. Yeah, this season was a little slower, but I mean it's still worth keeping up with just because it's
I thought
the characters are great. So
I thought it was an interesting thing to get rid of the Chuck character and see how he lived after
and then there's some going on there with something like how Chuck wrote the letter.
Right.
Well, whatever he read, I don't think is what Chuck wrote, and I think he made that up on the fly, like to make it sound like Chuck. Remember he read the letter to Kim. And
that's interesting.
I don't think because Chuck didn't seem to strike me as the guy that really would ever say anything nice to Chuck.
Kim thought it was the one last, F you to him.
So it just again shows his scheming ways that he's kind of trying to make her maybe not feel guilty about something, but because he doesn't seem to have a conscience. Maybe he does a little bit, but
if it's there.
I did like the whole when he's out selling the cell phone stuff. That was an entertaining little.
And now I hear rumblings of a movie for Breaking Bad.
That's what I heard. I've heard that too. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if you need to do it, but anyway. Did you watch this new show with Kevin Costner, Yellowstone?
No.
Okay. Well, again, if you're into like ranching and stuff, and Kevin Costner wearing a cowboy hat.
If you go back to if you love Dances with Wolves, maybe this will be your thing.
Yeah, this is more. I mean, there's so many shows that fit into this mode of like. They don't want to do like a crime show like a CSI or something like that, but they want to have like almost like Sons of Anarchy. My brother's going through the whole Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
That was basically like a mobster show. It was just with a motorcycle gang. And you see so many shows like Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like mob related or they're criminal enterprise. That's who you're following more so than any cops or whatnot. So this is a similar kind of thing, and you wouldn't think like a ranch really. But this guy's like super rich, and so he kind of does all these things to sort of protect his interests, and he's got like a Native American rival guy who's trying to kind of encroach on his. So it's pretty well done. So that's I don't know what's that new network, Paramount, yeah. And then finally, The Walking Dead. Yeah. We always have to comment on that. We'll spoil the hell out of this. I'm not waving my hand or anything.
Oh, yeah.
But what did you think of the exit of Rick Grimes?
I mean, somewhat interesting, I guess, that, he didn't die. They took him away. Yeah. Where did he go? I guess they'll reveal that eventually. I don't know. But
they're gonna make movies
and that's with him.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it.
So he ain't gonna be on the regular show, and it's like one of those. It's Rick Grimes' final episodes, and I was like, man, can they get more specific? Like they're like, this is the last time Rick Grimes will eat a sandwich, you know?
I know.
But so you're thinking, okay, so how could he not be dead if it's his final episode? Somebody like Maggie, I kind of figured, given the the sort of behind the scenes things going on with Lauren Cohen, that they'd find a way for her just to sort of like, oh, I'm going on like furlough, or I'm gonna go take vacation somewhere and find myself, eat, pray, love type style in the zombie. But I didn't figure they'd kill her. I figured they'll let her do her thing. Maybe her new show wherever it is falls apart, and then she comes back.
Yeah,
but
that's
with
kind of what they did.
Rick Grimes, you're kind of like, are they really just going to let him wander off? What reason could they come up with for him just to go, well, guys, I'll be back in sometime. So they do this thing. They say final episodes. Everybody thinks he's going to die. Then they put him on a bridge and they blow up the bridge, and you think, well, he's definitely gone now.
But no,
and then he
flies into the brush. And they don't,
washes up on shore, 2 miles down the road or whatever. And then they hold this whole, backstory with Jada and this helicopter. So apparently he's off to new adventures in some other part of the Walking Dead.
But I don't understand, if there are people with a helicopter, then why is she still living in the trash dump? Why doesn't she just get on the helicopter and go wherever they are?
I guess there was some kind of thing where she, I don't know, I assume that's part of that she exited the show too, and I assume she'll be part of this new world, and we'll find out more about the whole, maybe she just thought, oh, well, okay, I got my whole trash empire here. This is better than going to wherever the helicopter people are.
And I think, the helicopter people more advanced. The thing that gets me is, it isn't like there was a huge natural disaster, like a solar flare that knocked out all, these people can't have gotten a generator going and have some technology, maybe a little bit more than just farming and it's.
I think we're going to see that with this new, and there's going to be some kind of mission or something that makes it to where no Rick Grimes, you can't go home to Michonne and Judith or whatever. You got to stay here, and we got to some kind of either that or it's like the saviors kind of thing, like they press him into service and throw him in a jail cell every night or whatever, kind of thing. But anyway, I'm intrigued. I part of me feels a little bit like we're back to tricks and sliding under the dumpster and that kind of stuff.
Well, two things too. Brief comments is they kind of left it as well with the Jesus. Spoiler, gets killed, and then at first and it's like these, I forget what they call them, but these weirdos that are going and putting the walker's skin over them, and pretending they're walkers, but they were talking at first, and they were making it seem like they're evolving, and I thought that would have been a much more intriguing plot line to have them maybe evolve and maybe get a little smarter, because zombie movies never do that.
Right.
Never do that. They're always just dumb zombies that wander around, and if you're slow, you get caught, but if you're smart and can get away, you're good. This would have been more interesting, but instead, no, it's just some weirdos that put their skin. That was like, come on. I thought you guys were actually taking it in an interesting direction. It would intrigue me.
Yeah. Well, I had read the comic book, so I knew, unless they were going to deviate from that, I knew that the Whisperers were just people who who do a Buffalo Bill style thing where they make masks and skin costumes.
Yeah,
like Buffalo Bill did in Silence of the Lambs, and then the whispering part is, and I guess you got to whisper like the zombie. You have to whisper pretty loudly apparently if Eugene and Rosita can hear you down the way a little. Where are they? I know. Oh no, it would have been funny if did you see that one? She was hot.
I
know. But so I knew that's what was coming. I didn't know they were going to be like. That's what the whole final, we're not going to give you any action hardly except 5 minutes at the end. Then we're going to do this reveal, and for people who hadn't seen it, we're like, holy crap. There was one of those Romero movies, maybe it might have been Land of the Dead, where he started to play with that idea, and maybe if he'd lived longer, done whatever the 95 he lived, he would have made another, because he had at one point I remember he had a zombie picking up a handle, a gas pump handle, and sort of going, I used to do something with this. So, and I do think there's probably been, they had that Warm Hearts, I think, or whatever. They had that one where it was like a zombie rom-com. So, but somebody needs to.
Yeah, there's some where maybe the zombies are a little more you know, they have more agility and they're faster. They can run at you. Sure, I haven't seen ones where they're like, huh? You know,
yeah.
You know, like reasoning zombies. That'd be something. That
Again, just that movie. It was called Warm Hearts.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I haven't heard of it.
It's more of a, like I said, they focus more on like one particular person retaining his humanity because he's in love with this girl before he turns into a zombie, and so it sort of brings him back. But I do think it would be interesting of a serious, like a drama.
Well, I guess iZombie kind of does that, but that's
iZombie. That's well, you're just fully yourself, right? You're a zombie, but you got your regular brain and everything like that. Yeah. But you're right. I read about something where they did a thing like what if we didn't fall apart as a society? Like we still retain control. It was like some natural disaster, and then you corralled all the freaks. What do they call them on those one group? They called them psychos or wackos or something like that. But what if you still retain control, and then you're like, oh, what do we do with all these? So there's some movie out there, I don't know what it's called, where they sort of try to come up with laws and stuff of like how we're going to treat zombies and that kind of thing.
That's interesting.
I don't know if they ever gain any more like sentience or whatnot, but
then the final thing too. Sorry, but Negan.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the comic they did something different with him, but to me, him escaping jail and then we're just going to have him again. I mean, come on, that's been done. So I think they should have done something different with that, but I don't know.
Well, I'll just say that one particular moment where the jail cell is left open in the comics, he just stayed in the cell,
right? And
he let Rick know basically, I could have gotten out of here, but I want to show you I'm reformed, and so that was the first sign that Rick might be able to trust him, and they used him eventually. They're like, oh, what the hell do we do with this new threat? And Rick thought, okay, I need somebody who's more like vicious to take on a more vicious enemy. So I have a feeling they're going to circle, like right now they did the thing where he did leave the jail, and he apparently going to wander around. But
go back to the place and do his whistling again.
It's the old
find
place.
His bat. He's got to find his bat. Lucille.
Lucille.
Yeah.
Right. So one thing I didn't, was Lucille ever shown this season? Do you recall?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he needs to go find it.
Yeah.
Because
I thought there was a scene like in the very first episode back where Rick had Lucille and smacked a zombie around with it. But it could just be, it could be just some misremembrance, or maybe he had some other weapon like an axe or something he was using, and I just thought bat or something. But yeah, that was that bat's very important to him. People, he wants to get that bat back. So that's probably what last 8 episodes of Negan's quest for his bat. Forget about the Whisperers. He's digging up things. Is this the bat? No. Well, we got a little Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is the holiday season, and so
it's called King Christmas or Little King Christmas.
Little King Christmas. It's a 1933 black and white cartoon.
Heartwarming.
It's quite weird.
It's got just a dash of racism, but some little weird dancing kind of. What do you call that? No. Anyway. Well, you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, so you have to point it out to me. But yeah, so.
Well, at one point they see some little toy dancing in a display or thing.
Okay, yeah.
And to me, it looked like it was just a little black caricature.
Okay, could be.
It
was 1933, so not out of the realm of possibility.
Exactly.
So.
But other than that, it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 7 minutes, so we'll watch it.
We'll watch it.
You'll see us there.
Sometimes we'll just be sitting there looking. Sometimes we'll laugh and we'll make comments and. How we do.
Yep.
We like to joke around here. All right, folks. So stick around for
Little King Christmas.
Little King Christmas.
I love the old cartoon music. You can't beat it.
You cannot.
Now that's talent. To be able to have 4 ice skaters in unison carrying. Totally. A big fat guy in a box.
Energy efficient, like no pollution at all,
Tree killers.
It's got, like his giant binoculars.
Yeah.
He's just surveilling the neighborhood.
How did he see? Were they inside? How did he see them?
I don't know. Taking in his subjects.
Some riffraff. Get away from the store. You're ruining business.
It's like, I gotta see what those hobos are up to.
Yeah, he's a man of the people. A king of the people. interesting language they speak. Or whatever. Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. Slightly, probably.
I didn't even... I was kind of watching this earlier when I was doing other things. I didn't see that. So
That's
you're spot on.
Over pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, what are we going to do now? Get any of that hobo wine I can drink? Oh, my Santa Claus. It's like, I'm a king. I have everything I want. But maybe Santa Claus could give me some more.
You can never have too much stuff. Look, Santa's just in the store, too. He's not one of his helpers.
He's got a desk.
Yeah, his desk. A quill pen.
I gotta say, Santa comes off a little creepy here.
Really does.
I'm gonna be watching you, kid.
I know.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Do you go to bed early?
Leave out the cookies or I'll stab you.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. I'll fumigate it later. And so, in this modern city setting, we still have some kind of kingdom castle kind of
thing. And I love how they just go from skating right onto walking over the drum. Or they skated, really, on that wood.
And he's a king, but he's got to sneak in his friends. You know, you can't have just...
Even though there's no one around them.
Exactly. He's got the beast with two backs.
Yeah, baby got back. Wow.
Let's
get nude. Oh, I'm itchy.
All those clothes.
My clothes just fall off and rip off.
He disintegrates.
He's wearing a bra.
What was that?
What is this?
A proud NRA member.
This is Christmas. We're not trying to get political.
I know.
Got an NRA tattoo. Come on. I really don't get that, though. What's
Back
underlying?
then, I don't really think NRA was actually as known as a super political organization.
No, I'm sure it wasn't. So what are they trying to...
I have no idea.
Maybe this was sponsored by them?
Although I don't know if they picked the best guy.
Yeah.
Here's what our average member looks like. He's on the streets.
Oh, come on, let's take a bath.
Take a bath together, like fellas do.
Oh.
He swallows.
By
the way, don't do a drinking game of this guy, like every time this guy hiccups the rest, it's like 12 more times throughout the cartoon. He's hiccuping this soap up, but gotta be careful with that bar of soap. The old onesies.
Yeah, those are classic. With that Family Guy where Peter gets one, like, I don't have to, I can poop and be warm.
Yeah, we walk around with a hammer. Put up the old stockings with just regular socks.
Yeah, just hammer them into the mantle. Yeah.
And yet, I think they have a problem with the drywall here. Something.
Well,
What's the deal?
I don't know. The hobo socks are too heavy.
No, it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Gotta take off my wife's... She won't mind this. She'll just wake up in the morning. Alright, we're gonna...
Yeah, and that hammering won't wake her up either.
Exactly. Looks like they've repaired everything. I don't see any more damage to the mantle there.
Okay, so my wife sleeps downstairs and I sleep with two hobos upstairs.
Yeah, I've got probably like 25 other rooms here, but let's all just sleep in one bed. The old sawn logs metaphor.
Yeah. Santa.
Doing his thing. Just two reindeers, I guess.
Light
load this year. And also Santa just is like destroying property apparently as he goes and does this thing. What? Don't fit? Okay.
I mean, why not just break the window? If they're going to do that.
That's another the Family Guy where they try to do Santa's job for him. Brian, and that is awesome. They end up doing a home invasion. Alright, what do these guys need?
Corkscrew.
First of all, they need a tree, so
yeah.
more property damage coming up.
Corkscrew the floor. It's like he's going ice fishing.
Xmas tree seed.
So there's water under the...
I guess so. No, these are like magic seeds.
Yeah.
I don't need any kind of... And they also grow ornaments too.
Hey, wow. Candy canes, lights.
Oh my gosh. It all came true.
I know.
Pick
up in the bubbles.
That one went on a little. He's like, get right back up there.
I could have bought all this stuff myself because I'm the king.
It's better when it's just free.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, rich people get stuff for free. They don't pay for it. That's why they're rich, right?
Enough of this having people ice skate me around. I'm going to drive from here on out.
Smashing poles.
The wife
Queen still she's still
sleeping through
got an airplane that actually flies around. And they're going to town.
The old taxpayers' money well spent here.
Oh no! All the gears are flying around.
Turns out it was a bunch of cheap junk.
Yeah. Oh, now he's bald.
Did he swallow some of the gears? Well, that just warmed your heart, doesn't it?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Okay, well.
Well, I guess everything worked out okay.
I guess. A lot of weird stuff. And just a lot of things to unpack. You know.
I guess, I don't know. Is there some kind of legend of, like, the king goes and finds some hobos to hang with?
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. Like, they're breaking down the classes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
It's like, these are people.
It's Christmas, we have them into our home. And
maybe a little bit of that whole, like, Christmas Story or whatever, where, it's like you see other people,
Christmas
Although you
Story
get your pretty stereotypical hobo.
So what's the one Christmas movie you gotta watch every season?
Well, again, if you, what is it, TNT or TBS that does the 24-hour, if they just start showing a Christmas Story.
That's a great one.
Yeah. I sometimes just I don't sit there and watch it start to finish, but I kind of just leave it on in the background.
It's, normally I always watch, it's not really a Christmas movie, but I always watch the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Christmas special.
Oh,
on Christmas Eve, I have that on DVD.
That's a pretty good one.
And then, try to maybe fit in Christmas Vacation. Or last season I watched Home Alone, which had been a while. And that's a good one. And I don't know if you've seen, now there's a new Google commercial out with Macaulay Culkin as an adult.
No.
Like basically reenacting the whole Home Alone thing. Like comes out, Mom, Dad, where are you? And Google Assistant's helping. But he's doing all the same things, eating the mac and cheese, jumping on the bed. And they mix it up a little. It's pretty. You can find it online, I'm sure.
So it's like a short ad kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like it's a Google Home ad, but it's him, and it's all like he's an adult now in the same house. Doing all the same stuff,
Well, you might want to look for. I really wish I'd seen this, but it was one of those where they showed it at the Moolah. It was a midnight show, and the whole midnight show. It's like it's not a problem for me to see a midnight show, but then the whole thing of like I get out at 2 a.m. and I've still got to drive home 45 minutes or whatever to Hillsborough. But they showed something about 3 or 4 weeks ago that was like a French version of, but it was like came out before Home Alone, so I think the guy actually tried to sue the Home Alone people. Apparently a similar kind of thing, except for the criminal breaking in is dressed like Santa Claus, so maybe it's a little mixed, maybe they throw in a little horror element too or something, but and it is French, so I guess you got subtitles, but they have like 4 different names for it. Game Over was one of them, but I don't know, they had different kind of English names, so that one sounded like it was interesting. And of course, Die Hard is there's the Eternal.
Well, that's been the debate for the past couple of years. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not? My opinion is no. I mean, it's set at Christmas. It has some Christmas themes in it, but it's not a Christmas movie.
Well, did you watch the roast of Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I did.
That was hilarious.
That was funny.
And he, if you're going to trust Bruce Willis as the authority, he finally came down with the ruling. It is not a Christmas movie.
It takes place at Christmas.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to add we actually way back in the day. I think it was Jim Watson and I did a thing where we talked about like all our favorite movies that are like really just set at Christmas, but like what is that one? Long Kiss Goodnight, I think, is set there. I think Last Boy Scout. Basically, any movie written by Shane Black is like Iron Man 3. Yeah. He likes setting his movies during Christmas, and then just one of the Lethal Weapon movies, I think, is set during Christmas. So,
by the way, on that show, did they replace? I haven't watched it a lot. They replaced.
Yeah. Sean William Scott,
or not, or Riggs.
Right. Okay. Riggs got replaced. Well, and I assume it was a different character. Like it wasn't like a new guy playing Riggs.
Oh, was it? Okay. Because I just it came on the other night. I'm like, that dude was not in the show.
No, Sean Sean William Scott of American Pie fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one guy, I can't remember his name, the guy who played Riggs, apparently bit of a something problem, something like remember the guy from Criminal Minds? Like that dude did some hinky. He looks like the most normal guy ever, but I guess he was abusive in some way, and I guess this other guy was sort of erratic. His name's Clay something, I think. I really like that guy on another show, Rectify. But apparently something happened, so they brought in Sean William Scott. Again, I don't think it was Riggs anymore, but I don't think they're doing too good in the ratings. So
probably not. It was
might be
a little tear jerking, like for me, just.
Really, they tried.
Well, because it was like it was absurd. Like he's on this bridge talking down a jumper.
Yeah.
And like he's saying, he's like I killed a guy. I was drunk driving and killed a guy. And he's like, I killed a kid too once. And his daughter happens to walk up and sees him. He's like, Daddy, and runs away. He's like, I can't be a father. And but the mom's like, I shouldn't have brought him around you and this and that. And so then later, but she decides, he's a really good guy. They're driving down the street, the mom and the daughter's in the back seat, talking about how he's a good guy. He just happens to like chase this criminal in an alley, and the criminal's chasing the kid. They run up on a fire escape. He knocks the criminal off. The fire escape starts collapsing. He saves the kid and starts swinging down like a wire with his belt. And the daughter just happens to look out the window and see him and be like, I know he's a good dad. Like, what? This is the most absurd 10 minutes of television I've seen in a long time.
I gotta try to track that down.
Yeah.
And that was with the Riggs guy was still there?
No, that's with the Sean
William Scott.
Yeah, it was the episode this week it was on. I don't know if it was a new one or not.
I'm gonna try to check that out. Well, that's one way to try to hook people. But one thing I was gonna bring up before though, when we were doing the pop culture roundup, did you start watching like any of the new shows? Because of course there was a barrage of new shows.
Really.
I have this phenomenon where I like record stuff and I'll let like 10 episodes pile up and then finally they just get erased without me ever watching it.
Yeah.
Like there was a show called FBI. I thought, well, that could be something, but never watched a bit of it.
Yeah.
The new Magnum PI.
Nope.
Didn't watch a second of it. I did watch the first episode of the new Charmed series because apparently I'm in CW's like, we don't even want this guy in our demographic, but I'm watching like 3 or 4 CW shows. And then, there was some other one. Oh yeah, the Purged. There's no reason to make a Purge.
I did see some of that.
Okay, again, I have all those still in my DVR.
It's hard to get through. It's hard to get through.
Really, yeah. Because there's all these flashbacks to like, how do we get to this point or something? Yeah.
I mean, the movies are okay, and we saw the one of them.
Right.
I like the movies, but it's not the kind of thing you can drag out in a show.
I feel like the first 2 you could have stopped with on the first 2 Purges are pretty solid. I think by the time you get to 3 and 4, it's really they're losing steam. So why would they make a TV show but I guess it's cheap and whatever.
Yeah, they run out of a lot of media outlets out there nowadays. They need ideas.
So much content. Yeah. We need more infinite. There was a song by one of those groups called Infinite Content, and I guess that's if you want that. There's always something to watch. I watched a little of that new Sabrina show. It was okay. Didn't wow me, but
I'm trying to get through the Netflix. Actually, and they're all getting canceled now. But I actually liked season 2 Iron Fist.
Okay,
that was pretty good. Liked it better than the first season. It's canceled.
Yeah, I heard it was better.
Just getting into Daredevil season 3 again. It's canceled. I guess I'll watch season 3 anyway.
Yeah,
those are all.
I could still see myself someday going back and watching it. Like I never saw the Punisher series.
That's a good one. I like that one probably the best out of all.
Didn't finish the Defenders. Only watched like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, watch Defenders before because Daredevil 3 picks up after that.
Okay.
So, Anyway, we're rambling.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Well, happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And, till next time, folks.
Keep popping.
Colonel.
Colonel.
Yeah, I gotta remember that.